After years of solving problems in the virtual world, I never imagined my most interesting puzzle would come from my hidden family's past. The lighthouse, my unexpected inheritance from an aunt I never knew, beckoned me away from my screen-filled existence to a place where the digital world met something much older and decidedly more spectral. As the last glimpse of the mainland faded into the fog, I felt the weight of my old life slip away, replaced by a burgeoning curiosity and an inexplicable dread. The island emerged from the mist like a scene from a Gothic novel, bleak, beautiful, and utterly isolated. Captain Harkin, whose family had sailed these waters for generations, broke the silence.
Few come out to Wickley anymore since the light went dark.
His voice was as rough as the sea below. I smiled, more out of politeness than amusement. I guess I'm not most people. The wind swallowed his gruff chuckle.
That you are not, Miss Lindberg.
Upon landing, the stark silhouette of the lighthouse greeted me not just by an assembly of curious onlookers, Eider Island's few residents, each as rugged and windswept as the landscape. Jonas Clark, the fisher with eyes like stormy seas, who knew the waters better than anyone. His forebears had guarded this light, and tragedy and unexplained events marked their history. Ellie Sorensen, a spry, silver-haired woman who ran the island's tiny cafe. Her penchant for folklore made her an encyclopedia of every ghost story woven into the island's history. Dr. Adrian Shaw, a geologist who studied the island's unique rock formations, but was drawn to its inexplicable magnetic anomalies. His scientific curiosity was a match for my technological prowess. Hannah Reed, the local artist whose paintings captured the eerie beauty of the island. Her work hinted at visions seen only through the veiled eyes of those touched by the island's secrets. Hannah's paintings, with their haunting brushstrokes and ethereal colors, seemed to hold a deeper meaning. They captured the essence of the island, revealing its hidden mysteries and untold tales. Her art spoke of whispers in the wind, long-lost spirits wandering the shores, and ancient legends waiting to be unraveled. The locals believed that her artistic talent was a gift given to her by the island itself, allowing her to see beyond the ordinary and into the realm of the supernatural. It was said that she could perceive the spirits in the lighthouse, their ethereal presence guiding her hand as she painted. Many sought her paintings for their aesthetic beauty and the glimpse they offered into the enigmatic world of Eider Island. Together, Jonas, Ellie, Dr. Shaw, and Hannah formed a tight-knit community bound by their shared fascination with the island's enigmas. Each harbored their connection to its secrets. As I stepped off the boat and into their world, I couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation, knowing that my technological expertise would soon intertwine with their deep understanding of the island's mysteries. The key to unlocking the mysteries of the Wickley Lighthouse and its spectral phenomena lay somewhere among the whispered legends, scientific anomalies, and the peculiar ancient radio I would soon discover in the attic. Together, these characters would help guide my journey, challenge my beliefs, and stand beside me as the thin veil between worlds frayed. The fog that enveloped the island seemed to seep into my bones as I crossed the threshold of my new home. The echo of my footsteps in the empty lighthouse was the first whisper of the void calling, a call that I could not ignore. On my first night in the lighthouse, I passed in restless silence. The wind's mournful howls and the sea's rhythmic crashes against the cliffside starkly contrasted with the urban cacophony I'd left behind. Come morning, fueled by a blend of anticipation and coffee courtesy of Ellie, I ventured deeper into my great-aunt's legacy. The lighthouse was a monument to solitude and vigilance, its walls lined with relics of maritime history, faded charts, aged brass instruments, and yellowed photographs of stern men and stormy seas. But the personal items drew me, a delicate silver locket containing a strand of auburn hair, letters written in a fine, flowing script, and journals detailing daily operations mixed with personal reflections. In the office, nestled against a window overlooking the roiling ocean, I found the last journal of my great-aunt. The entries were sporadic, growing increasingly erratic toward the end. Her last entry, dated just days before her mysterious disappearance, read,
"The whispers have grown too insistent. Tonight, I shall confront them once and for all. If you are reading this, I have either failed or found an alternative path. The key lies with the radio."
Chilled, I set the journal aside. The weight of her words, heavy with foreboding, lingered in the air. What had she meant by, "the key lies with the radio"? I stood up, my heart pounding in my chest. The lighthouse seemed to creak with anticipation as if it held its breath. I went to the radio room, footsteps echoing through the empty corridors. As I entered the room, the dusty radio equipment greeted me, waiting patiently for my touch. I hesitated, unsure of what I would uncover. The radio crackled to life, emitting an eerie static that sent shivers down my spine. With trembling hands, I adjusted the dials and tuned in to a frequency that resonated with the lighthouse's secrets. The static faded, replaced by a faint, ethereal melody that seemed to carry the weight of forgotten souls. Suddenly, a voice broke through the melody, whispering words that chilled me. It spoke of lost treasures, hidden passages, and a darkness that lurked within the depths of the lighthouse. I listened intently, my mind racing with possibilities. Could the key truly lie within the radio? Was there a hidden message waiting to be deciphered? I knew I had to delve deeper into my great-aunt's legacy to unravel the mysteries surrounding her disappearance. With newfound determination, I scribbled down the whispered words, committing them to memory. The lighthouse seemed to hum with anticipation, as if urging me to uncover its secrets. As the sun set, casting long shadows across the room, I made a promise to myself. I would follow in my great-aunt's footsteps, confront the whispers, and discover the truth that lay hidden within the lighthouse's walls. With the weight of her words still lingering in the air, I took a deep breath, ready to embark on a journey that would unravel the mysteries of the past and unlock the secrets of the lighthouse. I spent the afternoon clearing the attic, where I assumed the radio mentioned by my great-aunt would be. As predicted, I found the old radio set under a dusty tarp, its wooden case ornate but worn. With a mix of reverence and urgency, I cleaned it, adjusting the knobs until the static cleared and a faint, almost imperceptible voice emerged.
"Mara, help us."
The voice was so soft and unexpected that I nearly dropped my tool. It knew my name. Heart pounding, I responded, "Who are you?" The answer was a garbled mess of sounds, but the urgency in the voice was unmistakable. The surrounding air grew colder, and for a moment, the light dimmed as if a cloud had passed directly overhead. I spent hours adjusting frequencies, catching snippets of conversations and cries for help, each voice more desperate than the last. As the sun set, casting long shadows across the room, a clear message came through.
"Free us from the void."
My hands trembled as I gripped the radio, its ancient energy pulsating through my veins. Determination fueled my every move. I scoured the attic for answers, seeking a way to fulfill their plea. Whispers of forgotten souls echoed, their spectral presence tangible in the air. Shadows danced, taunting me with their elusive forms. I delved deeper into the abyss of the radio's secrets, my mind consumed by their desperate pleas. Determined to understand the depth of my inheritance and its responsibilities, I sought the expertise of my new acquaintances. Each evening, we gathered around the old wooden table on the lighthouse's ground floor, maps and notes spread before us. Jonas brought nautical charts and tales of shipwrecks, suggesting that some disasters might have been more than mere accidents. Dr. Shaw provided insights into the island's unique geological features that could affect electromagnetic fields and potentially thin the barriers between dimensions. Ellie recounted legends of spirits bound to the island, cursed to repeat their last moments forever. Hannah, quiet until now, slid a painting across the table. It depicted the lighthouse engulfed in an otherworldly storm, shadowy figures visible in the swirling mists.
I paint what I dream, and lately my dreams have been vivid. Look at this painting of the lighthouse engulfed in a supernatural storm.
With each puzzle piece, the picture grew more apparent and more daunting. We were dealing with something beyond everyday hauntings or natural phenomena. The lighthouse was a nexus of intense supernatural energy. It emanated an otherworldly presence that sent shivers down our spines. They revealed a dark, intricate web of ancient symbols and enigmatic clues as we fit the puzzle together. This was no ordinary haunting or mere coincidence. We discovered its true nature as we delved deeper into the mysteries surrounding the lighthouse. It was a convergence point for powerful supernatural forces, intertwining realms beyond our understanding. The energy pulsated, creating a palpable tension in the air. Every step we took inside the lighthouse amplified our unease. Shadows danced ominously along the walls, and whispers echoed through the corridors, carrying secrets from the past. It was as if the lighthouse held the key to unlocking the universe's secrets. Faced with such daunting revelations, we steeled ourselves, ready to confront whatever lay ahead. The lighthouse's intense psychic and supernatural energy beckoned us further, promising both enlightenment and peril. We were determined to unravel its secrets no matter the cost. As the new moon approached, strange phenomena escalated. Objects moved independently, cold spots appeared and vanished, and the radio transmissions became almost constant. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy. Shadows danced in the moonlight, twisting and contorting into eerie shapes. Whispers filled the night, their chilling words sending shivers down my spine. I watched in disbelief as chairs slid across the room, propelled by an unseen force. Books flew off the shelves, their pages fluttering like desperate wings. The walls groaned as if burdened by secrets they could no longer contain. A bone-chilling coldness crept through the room, seeping into my very core. I could see my breath in the air, a testament to the unnatural presence surrounding me. It was as if a portal to the netherworld had been torn open, unleashing a torrent of malevolence. Static filled the room, drowning out all other sounds. The radio crackled and hissed, its once familiar voices now distorted and twisted. Words emerged from the chaos, fragmented and filled with despair. It was as if the spirits trapped between worlds desperately tried to communicate. Fear gripped me, but curiosity pushed me forward. I braved the unknown, my heart pounding in my chest. The room became a battleground of supernatural forces, a dance of light and darkness. Suddenly, a gust of wind erupted, extinguishing the candles and plunging the room into impenetrable darkness. I felt a presence that seemed to seep into my very being. It whispered my name, its voice a haunting echo in the abyss. But I refused to succumb to the terror. With a surge of determination, I lit a single candle, its flickering flame defiant against the encroaching darkness. I stood my ground, facing the unknown with unwavering resolve. And just as quickly as it had begun, the phenomena ceased. The objects returned to their rightful places, the cold spots dissipated, and the radio fell silent. The room was once again calm as if nothing had ever happened. But I knew better. The new moon had brought forth a gateway to the supernatural, a glimpse into a realm beyond our comprehension. As I stood there, bathed in the soft glow of the candle's flame, I couldn't help but wonder what other mysteries awaited me in the unknown depths. "We need to conduct a séance," Ellie proposed one evening, her voice tremulous yet determined. "We must make contact and discover what is required to release these souls." Gathered in the lantern room of the lighthouse, we called to the spirits under the stark beam that cut through the fog. The air shimmered with energy as the voices coalesced into one, telling a tale of a shipwreck manipulated by a darker force lurking within the island's heart, using the souls as anchors to our world. Armed with this knowledge, we prepared for a last act to sever the ties that bound the spirits, risking unleashing something far more terrifying. As we chanted the incantations Ellie had prepared, the ground trembled and the sea roared. A storm unlike any other descended upon the island, as if the very heavens were attempting to thwart our efforts. In the climax, the veil lifted. The spirits' cries of liberation mixed with the howls of the storm, and the dark presence made itself known, a shadow vast and malevolent, seething with anger at being. With the lighthouse's walls groaning like a ship's hull in a temper, we clung to each other, our circle barely holding as the dark entity surged toward us. Its form was indistinct, a swirling mass of shadows, but its intent was clear. It desired to break free and spread beyond the confines of Eider Island. Jonas, braver than us all, stepped forward, his voice booming over the din. "You have no power here anymore. These souls are free." The radio crackled violently with each word as if reacting to Jonas's defiance. Dr. Shaw adjusted the device I had built based on my great-aunt's notes, a makeshift amplifier designed to disrupt the spectral frequencies we were dealing with. The air filled with a high-pitched whine as he turned the dial, and the shadow recoiled as if struck. Hannah, her hands trembling, continued to sketch quickly on her pad. Her drawings captured the sequence of events with uncanny accuracy. Her artwork seemed to pull energy from the scene, channeling it into a visual record and sizzled with raw, supernatural power. Ellie, chanting incantations, held an ancient book tight against her chest, her eyes alight with fierce determination. "By the light of the Wickley Lighthouse, by the power bound in sea and storm, I command thee to retreat." The shadow writhed, its form dissipating slightly as the radio emitted a burst of static. The voices of the freed spirits soared, mingling with the wind. They spoke in unison, a chorus of gratitude and release, aiding our efforts with their newfound strength. As the first light of dawn broke through the storm clouds, the dark presence, weakened and writhing, finally faded, sucked back into the void from which it had drawn its power. The radio fell silent, and the air cleared like a heavy weight had been lifted from the island. Exhausted but elated, we watched the sunrise from the lantern room, the light from the beacon steady and sure once more. The island felt different now, lighter, as though it had been holding its breath and could finally exhale. Jonas touched my shoulder, his eyes reflecting the golden sunrise. "Your aunt would be proud, Mara. You've claimed your inheritance and freed us from a curse we didn't even fully understand." Looking around with a scientist's curiosity, Dr. Shaw added, "The phenomena we witnessed last night will redefine modern science. We've seen what few others have and survived." Hannah, her drawing spread around her, smiled softly. "And I have enough inspiration to fill galleries with visions of what lies beyond." Ellie closed her ancient book, her expression serene. "And the island's spirits can rest, their whispers quieted." As we descended the lighthouse stairs, the sense of an ending was palpable, but so was the beginning of something new. The island would need caretaking, stories would need to be told, and the lighthouse, my lighthouse, would stand as a beacon, not just for ships, but as a symbol of the light that can exist even in the darkest of times. Months later, the Wickley Lighthouse opened to visitors, its history enriched by the recent events and its mysteries preserved in the logs and journals I continued to keep. Jonas stayed as a guide, his stories blending the folklore with our experiences. Dr. Shaw established a small research station on the island, and Hannah's exhibitions drew curious art lovers eager to see the visual representations of our supernatural encounter. I had found my calling not in the circuits and code of my previous life, but in the beams and bricks of the lighthouse. With every ship I guided safely to shore, I felt a connection to my great-aunt and the legacy she had left me, a legacy of courage, mystery, and light. As I write this, the radio crackles softly in the background, a reminder of the thin veil between worlds and the eternal watch I now keep. It's a watch I now embrace, for in the whispers from the void, I found my true calling,